So what'd you think? Welcome, Rowdy with the Boys, Internet's cutest best buds. I'm Trenton.
I'm Julian.
And we're the boys. We review movies, music,
And also anime.
at your request or on our own account. And today we're going to be talking about Deathnote, in case you didn't already know by the title. And boy, was this movie a real buttfuck.
You know, I did kind of have hope for it at first. I was like, oh shit, Death Note movie?
Yeah, I mean, I personally did not watch the anime, but I can tell, just being a fan of film, that this movie is complete trash. It's fucking awful.
Yeah, this video is strictly just a reason why you should not watch it.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it and you're watching it, warning, spoiler review, and also warning, just don't watch it. Don't do it. Don't waste your time, especially if you're a fan of the anime or the manga. Nah.
Yeah, let's get started. Within the first 10 minutes, we have the character Light. We get into a fight scene,
Discrepancy.
if you want to call it that, between him and a bully, while he tries to defend a future love interest.
Mia.
Yeah. The dialogue already. Garbage.
You stupid fuck.
The first lines to come from the Mia character.
You stupid fuck.
That's all she really has to say. When Light steps in, decides to join the party, thinks he could look cool in front of this woman. Yeah, that failed. But the bully is the character we need in this movie to show off the Death Note.
Pretty much, yeah. He's the first character that Light uses on the Death Note after meeting Ryuk.
Okay, we're gonna edit this part out just for as we continue on the video. You're saying Light's like the little girl, and it's just Light.
You stupid fuck.
Now, after seeing how the Death Note works, this is after the encounter with Light and Ryuk, to which point his reaction is to scream like a little bitch. Not a very good first impression.
Yeah, and Ryuk shows up, and he looks pretty cool, I guess. He looks good, and Willem Dafoe as Ryuk, he's really good at cackling, I guess, and he proceeds to convince Light in a matter of 3 minutes to kill the bully out in the street. His head explodes, which was kind of nice. They didn't skimp on the blood. At least they made it rated R. If they would have made it PG-13, we could have actually gotten a worse movie somehow. There is a worse movie in here. That's possible.
Now, it's clear where the budget went for this movie. And we're going to go ahead and say that it was casting Willem Dafoe and then going towards making his character look good, which he's probably the best part of this movie.
Then we get the scene where Light and Mia meet in gym class, and within like a minute of introducing themselves, he shows her the Death Note, which is just ridiculous because her reaction to it is almost instantly believing him and being on board with it. And then we get a montage of these two boning and killing people that they find on the internet. Bad people doing bad things on the internet that they just decide don't deserve to live.
Their relationship is strictly built upon their interest in wanting to, put in their own sense of justice in the world by taking out the bad guys.
Yeah.
I get it, sure. I mean, that's how the anime is. That part follows the story.
But it was so rushed. It was so rushed. It was like 15 minutes into the movie, and it's just like a montage scene of music, them boning, and murdering people. So, following the sex montage and all the rules being set in place, now we get introduced to the character of L, who is also in the anime. And the guy that they cast to play L is fucking terrible. He looks terrified every note he delivers. He looks confused about how to say every line of dialogue in this movie, and half the time his face is covered, and you don't even need to see his face to know that he looks scared. You can just see it in his eyes. It's so weird because he's supposed to be this eccentric character, eccentric character, and usually whenever someone is eccentric, you stupid fuck. Usually someone who is that comes from a place of like confidence or whatever, and you don't get that vibe from him at all. And yeah, I mean, he still has all of his same quirks and shit from the anime. He hops up onto shit like a cat, and he loves ice cream and sugary stuff, but that's about it.
Yeah, mainly his quirks are the only relatable quality to the character in the movie and the character in the anime. Sadly enough, hurts me to say, because one of my favorite characters in the anime.
So shortly after L is introduced, we get a scene of him and his sort of bodyguard character.
His right-hand man, Watari.
Yeah, Watari. And they're in a limousine, and he proceeds to sing L to sleep, saying that sleep is key to a strong mind. And L asks him to sing him to sleep. Would you sing him to sleep?
Oh, what a feeling when we're dancing on the ceiling. Oh, what a feeling when we're dancing on the ceiling.
You see what that's like? Watching one grown man sing another grown man to sleep?
Cringy.
Yeah, cringy. My friend Sam Jackson back here saw that scene. He'd be like, that is not a tasty burger. Moving on, the next big scene we have is the homecoming scene.
Now, prior to this, and we've established that the owner of the book, if he doesn't want to use this book, leave it alone for 7 days. Ryuk's going to go find a new owner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, before this homecoming scene, there's a part where Mia decides where she doesn't really like the way Light is using the book, because people are starting to kind of catch on what he's doing. They're trying to put the pieces together, finding out it's him. She's like, we need to get rid of these guys. Let's kill some of them. No, I don't want to do that. That's not the way this works. They're not bad guys. She goes ahead, takes a piece of paper out of the Deathnote, takes it home, writes the names down of the FBI agents following them. Okay, how does that work? How is she just able to do that?
Yeah, she's not the owner of the book.
Not following.
Yeah, plot holes.
One of many. Back to this homecoming scene. They're dancing. She admits, hey, I want that fucking book, because you ain't using it right. Now, says, midnight. That's when your heart's going to stop. Before it stops, you're going to go ahead and hand the book over to me.
Like, did she not think that he would just write her name down first? This movie gave me ED.
It gave me diarrhea.
I just need a fucking cigarette if we're gonna keep talking about this fucking movie. Christ. So, one of the names that Mia wrote down was Watari's name. And after she kills him and Elle finds out, he just loses all composure. And for me, this was the worst performance of the film. Elle loses his shit so bad. He steals a police car and proceeds to chase Light. And this chase scene is so ridiculous. They're like pushing guys' faces into bowls of cereal and shit. And he's carrying this gun, and I don't know shit about guns. He doesn't know shit about guns. But we both know that this is not a real gun. And no one ever addresses it. It's like some futuristic pew pew type gun. Pew pew.
Before the chase scene, we have Light send a text message to Mia saying, meet me at the Ferris wheel on the docks.
Mm-hmm.
This scene is... it's bearable. It's really the scene that comes after this that kind of makes up for some of the shittier parts in the movie. It's a decent way to...
No, fuck that scene. Fuck that scene. Because whenever they get to the top of the Ferris wheel and the Ferris wheel starts falling over, Mia is hanging off the side. and she falls. And when she falls, this is where the soundtrack, and even a little bit before this, during the chase scene, pretty much since the prom scene and over, all of the third act of this movie, the soundtrack, the score for this movie changes from like an actual score that it was in the beginning of the film to like an 80s soundtrack, like 80s dance music. And while she's falling and it's supposed to be so dramatic, they're playing some shitty 80s song while she's falling, and I couldn't take it seriously at all. I hate that scene.
But we do get Ryuk in that scene, which is a little 5 seconds of... Really, it's the scene that comes after that. The scene that takes place after the Ferris wheel scene at the end. I'll go ahead and leave that out, because one of the more redeemable scenes in this movie. Now, before I say this, let me establish the fact that because this is taking place in America, Light does not have a last name. Because originally his last name is Yagami. Don't know why his name would be Yagami in this, so they left it out. Now let's establish how the Death Note works, if you didn't already know. To kill someone, you have to write their name, not just the first name, plenty of people with the same first name, their whole name, and have to mentally have a picture of their face. Okay, that established. Towards the end of this movie, we have L being scrutinized and pretty much getting, bitched at by his peers and superiors because he did a shit job. He's getting ready to take off in this plane when he remembers, oh shit, Light said something to me in that alleyway. If you kill me, you won't stop it. I can't stop it. Death could be handed in something as easily as a calculus book. Not sure why that little tidbit of information popped into your head.
Yeah, I don't see how he connects the dots on this one, but somehow he does, and goes to Mia's house, finds the Death Note paper in her calculus book, and writes Light's name down. And so we're supposed to believe that, supposedly, maybe, possibly, Light dies after that. And, Death Note.
Really, the only redeemable positive qualities of this movie is Willem Dafoe's portrayal as Ryuk.
The cinematography was fine.
The gore, the death scenes, not too many were shown, but, they were pretty decent. And, Daddy Light's got some decent chops.
It's got some nice sideburns. And, that was Death Note. I'm tired of talking about this fucking movie.
That's it for this review. If you got another movie you'd like us to review, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. And we'll watch it. Even if it's bad.
Yeah.
I'll probably hate you during.
And after.
But we'll watch it.
We'll watch it.
Go ahead and share this video with your friends if you liked it. Go ahead and like that button. And click the subscribe button while you're at it. If you want to get rowdy with the boys.
Should I talk during that? Like and subscribe? Fuck.
Go ahead and hit that like button. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button too. If you want to get rowdy with the boys.